Let's learn about the various ways you can create a horizontal alignment. I've got a drawing open here, and if we look at the general configuration options, we'll notice that I've got a drawing scale factor set so that I have good visibility on any points that I've created using Kogo. And I've also assigned a surface so that it automatically loads up and tins whenever I open the project. That's just for convenience, it's not mandatory. When I close this, we can see that the surface is loaded up and it's automatically tinned. So this building pad that we used Auto Site Design is all ready to go for later on when we design the surface that will represent the road we're going to add. I've also used Kogo to design the center line for the driveway. Notice how I've drawn in an arc, and I've also extended the tangents so that we've got a PI. Let's go through the different options for creating a horizontal alignment. First thing that we can do is we can read from two different format files. And what I'll do here is I'll just get rid of my arc to make clear what we're doing. So if another microsurvey user has created an alignment and I just want to copy it into my drawing, I can go to Read HRZ, pick on the HRZ file. It prompts me for the name of the alignment that I want to bring in. I'll just hit enter for the test, and there it gets added to my drawing. I'll reopen this drawing to show you the next option. Now if I've been sent an alignment that was designed in Civil 3D or Bentley or a variety of other engineering programs, they might send the alignment in the LandXML format. If I go over to points, or actually let's delete that arc first. Here we go. Now I'm going to go over to points and we've got LandXML import. I'll pick on the XML file. Now if there's more than one alignment, I'll actually see a list of all the alignments and I can select what I want to bring in with the checkbox, and I'll hit import. The alignment, again, gets added to my drawing. This one's a different one. It's got spirals and it has different parameters. I'll reopen the drawing now. And now let's go over the two options you have for creating an alignment in Microsurvey. So here's our drawing. So back to the design ribbon, you'll notice under design alignment you've got a choice of design alignment or create using lines and arcs. I'm going to use create using lines and arcs for my first demonstration. Down in the command line it asks me to give a name to my alignment. It asks me to designate the stationing at the beginning. I'll leave that at 0. And now it just asks me to pick things off the drawing. So it's asking me to select the first line of the alignment, and it is prompting me to make sure that I pick near the beginning of that first line. That way it knows where 0 is. Okay, now all I have to do is just pick off the drawing the next element. So you can see an arc. Notice how it's drawn in the arc with a yellow highlight. Notice how as I work it's adding these POTs. And it's also labeling the transition elements. I'm going to pick the final line. And now I've got my alignment set. In this case it doesn't have any spirals. When I'm finished I can hit enter or escape. And it always prompts me to go to the next logical step. In this case, I'll just pick no. So here I've already got my alignment designed. Now I'll reopen the drawing and we'll go into the most comprehensive way of designing alignment. So in this case, I'm going to design the alignment from the PIs. And so this arc, I'm just going to delete it because we're going to make a spiral curve spiral instead. Okay, now here we've got design alignment. Now it walks us through the steps. First, prompts us for a name for the alignment. Then it asks me where I want to start. So I'm going to start snap to point 1. And now I'm just going to snap to the different PIs in the alignment. We're going to add the arcs and the spirals later on. Okay, that's the full length of the alignment, and enter or escape finishes it. After I hit enter, it always prompts me to do the next logical step, but in this case I'll say no, because I want to show you that if I had said yes, all it does is it just launches this command, edit alignment. Edit alignment gives you a variety of options for modifying your alignment. I can add, delete, or move the POTs or PIs. I can shift PIs by sliding them up or down the tangents. I can add a curve to my alignment. I can add a spiral, curve spiral, or a combination of spirals and curves. Or I can modify a tangent. In this example, I'll just demonstrate a spiral curve spiral. Now I can select that option by typing S. You'll notice how in the command line the capitalized option is the shortcut key option. So S and enter is all I need to do. Then it will prompt me to select a POT. So in this case, I'll pick on the center, I'll pick at the POT that's at the PI of the spiral curve spiral I'm going to create. So notice how you've got a variety of options for spirals or combinations of spirals. And notice how you've got two options for designating the radial part of your curve. In this case, I'm going to create a spiral curve spiral with a radial curve of 75 radius, and the length of each of the two spirals in and out is going to be 20. Now I can't create anything yet until I designate a length for each spiral station. So this will give you control over the number of stations that are created in the report down here. And this also in the CAD file controls the length of the line elements that are used to simulate a true spiral as it creates the line. Something that's worth noticing here is, yes, as this report is created, it will dynamically update itself. And it'll also, if you do something silly, like perhaps enter some attributes that won't mathematically be solvable into a curve or a spiral, it will give you a warning. So here we go. When I make my spiral too long, it tells me you can't do that. So let me go back to here. I've got options as well to send a report for my spiral curve spiral to the log file, and I can even give it a name. When I pick on OK, back in the drawing now, we can see that the spiral curve spiral has been drafted in, and we've got labels added for each of the transition elements. Or now that we've created the first spiral curve spiral, notice how down in the command line it's waiting for me to pick another PI to add another spiral. But if I'm finished with that, I can hit escape and it takes me back one level in the command hierarchy, so I could go back in and I could modify curves or PIs if I wanted. But when I'm all finished, I hit escape one more time, and then it prompts me to go on to the next logical step, but I'm going to hit no because we're going to cover that in another movie. One thing that's important to note is as soon as I hit save here, I will save all the elements of this alignment with my CAD file. Thanks for learning about horizontal alignments with me.